applause for your next comic, Space Dan.
How's everyone doing tonight? All I know is I'm ready to get this over with. I've found that I can, but I'm not able to pay attention to any conversation. And that's been since day one, right? The good news is that it gives you this rabbit hole of just random shit that you can go down while someone else is talking. So, for example, I had a buddy that was telling me about how his wife is a hairdresser, I think, or whatever, but she was getting real hair, right, for like extensions, or she was putting it on the dog. I don't know what she was using it for, but she was buying real hair. And what I couldn't understand about the whole thing is who's supplying the demand of this hair? Because I don't see a lot of people out there, bald and donating hair or selling hair or whatever you do to get hair to the salons. And there's plenty of salons out there that are buying this hair, and creeps and whoever else that need, specific human hair. So I thought about, are there fields of hair out there, right? Like it's growing naturally in the planet, and it's just like flowing out there, just flowing in the breeze. And I kind of picture the earth as it's got like a toupee almost, you know what I mean? And you've got all this hair out there that you gotta maintain it. So instead of pesticides, you have to, shampoo, conditioner, wait for it to rain, rinse and repeat, right? And yeah, it just fucks with me. So then I thought, maybe the hair isn't real at all, right? Maybe there's some crazy person that's just shaving labradoodles down in their basement, and they're sending out this hair to these people thinking that it's real. And they can dye it or whatever the hell they want to do, and just say official hair on it and sign it, and everything's cool. But I took an interesting turn in this thought process of, do cannibals, do they donate that hair? Right? Do they donate it or do they sell it? Right? Because why not? I kind of want them to. I feel like that's them giving back, right, to the society. And then I was starting to think, whoa, what if they were actual organ donors? Do they fill that dying wish of giving organs? Well, the organs they don't really like, you know what I mean? They're not going to give a premium organ out to someone that needs it, right? And then I picture them dropping it off at the, how you drop off an orphan, you drop off. It's just this thing it's just a bunch of organs. It's probably marinating in something, like an oyster sauce. And I like to think that one of them has just a bite out of it, right? Because they're just double checking, they didn't like it. And what that brought me to is I had to look it up. I don't know if you guys know this, but cannibalism is not illegal, okay? It's not fucking illegal. So you can eat all the people you want, but you can't kill them, right? So I started thinking, what happens if they end up on death row because they're hungry? Do they get to eat human as their last meal? Right? Doesn't that seem to make sense? So then I started thinking, if you've got a cannibal on death row, I think he has dibs, right? He has dibs who goes before him. And then I pictured a menu. They get the menu and they're like, oh, well, he killed 22 people, but this guy, he's got the big, he's got a full 2 dozen. He's my guy, right? And then you'd have to look at health and who he's sleeping with and all that other stuff. But then you'd have sides on that menu, what sides would go to it. And then, suggested pairing of wine, perhaps. And obviously, they'd have the option to marinate, right? So you've got like a honey barbecue maybe, or buffalo human, right? But then I figured it out. The 11 herbs and spices. If I was a cannibal and I had my choice, 11 herbs and spices, that's what I would do. And I think, you're going to have to use the electric chair, obviously. And there's got to be a way to modify that thing and put a little air fryer on there. And then you get extra crispy, right? You get the extra crispy option. That guy is going to hell or heaven or wherever the hell we go after, whether you do it or not, with a full belly. So what happens if they can't supply that, right? It's like, oh yeah, no, we can't do that. What would cannibals' second favorite food be? Have you ever thought of that? I found out that the culinary term for human meat is long pig. So you would assume that pig was the obvious choice, right? No, because I looked it up. Jeffrey Dahmer says that human tastes like filet mignon. And on an unrelated subject, my wife seems to think that the Velveeta mac and cheese, the one with like the shells, right? You know what I'm talking about, and then the goo, to deal with milk and shit. She says that tastes like human flesh. And I can't disagree with her because I'm fucking afraid of her. Because allegedly she's never eaten anybody, but she knows what that tastes like, right? So, at any rate, my opinion is monkey. Monkey's the answer. They look like humans. They feel like humans. You can have a monkey as a pet, so it's not suspicious at all. You could have a whole field of free-range monkeys, when we get the craving, for that tasty human. Get a monkey. It's like Nicorette for human. And that's about my time. Thank you. I'm Space Dan.